Good evening. This is the Sith Dominion podcast. I am Dr. Dana Martin, and with me tonight is only Cam, the one, the only Cam. How you doing tonight, Cam?
Fantastic. So happy to be here right now. Cannot wait to talk the Acolyte.
I know you have been excited. You've been chomping at the bit all week. So I gave it another look. You know what? We'll put that off. I want to say that something's probably going to happen tonight. I may or may not lose it for real. For real.
Clip it.
Clip it, send it, share it, and repost it. Cameron has a way of egging me on as well, which is
that is not true. You are lying.
Between Debbie and Zane, we have some even keel, keep us in control. We have that not tonight. Zane, unfortunately, is having some apartment things happening, so he's taking care of that again. It's not you, it's the apartment. And Debbie, of course, right now, as we speak, literally right now, we came on 2 minutes early because Cam just couldn't wait to get on.
I was so excited, dude.
Debbie's watching the show right now, and we're going to talk about the show at like episode 7 specifically. There's a couple of cool things, I admittedly, but overall, this is a big steaming pile of dung, and we'll talk about why. And I don't just go off that way. This show does not just say this is garbage, but we're about to, without even seeing the last episode. Okay, so what's coming up though? We have they were talking. Was that today they were talking about that, or yesterday? About Skeleton Crew.
Yeah,
that's how much Cam's excited about Skeleton Crew. I wrote an article about that way back.
It's got a cool actor in it. Was it Jude Law?
Jude Law.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good actor. I mean, there's hopes for it.
Am I wrong? I mean, things, kind of information we got over the last year since the article I wrote in April of last year kind of morph and change. Are we still looking at this is a Jedi with some younglings or Padawans, and they're on a mission, or they're trying to get back somewhere? Is that kind of still the feel of this thing?
I think so, yeah. I hadn't read too much about it because just wait for it to come out. I mean, it was announced like 2 years ago, so and we'll just have to see.
You don't sound too like you got your hopes up for this one either.
I mean, set the bar low, man. Don't get super disappointed if your expectations weren't super high.
True. I needed to ask you something. If I say
suspense
sequels, you can only choose one that can survive, and not that you want any of them to, but one must survive. Which one are you picking and why? We've talked a little bit about your kind of what you like in whatever, but you don't like Luke and wait. But which one of the movies, as just a standalone film, would you be like, that's the only one we could keep?
I think it's universally Force Awakens for me. I think it'd be a lot for most people, even people that probably like a lot of the sequel films. It's the safest. It absolutely bastardizes Han Solo's character, but there was a lot of good tidbits there. I mean, it was just A New Hope with less interesting characters. Actually, not less interesting, just because Finn's interesting. Rey kind of has the same story as Luke, which I'm fine with. That doesn't really bother me. I love Oscar Isaac. I'll forever be a fan of his. I'd probably say Force Awakens for me. I would not rewatch it if I was not doing like a podcast or something on it. I would love in the future for us to do. I would probably have to consume some form of alcohol, but I would watch films again and do a little breakdown on them, I wouldn't feel any type of way about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Force Awakens for me, I was so excited when I saw that film. I was like, I have no idea where they can go with this. This looks amazing. All the films, I disagree. I think The Rise of Skywalker is an absolute abomination to filmmaking as a whole. But they all look pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame they weren't made by people who cared.
Cared more about making their name stamp on the Star Wars franchise than the Star Wars franchise. Was that fair? I mean, Ryan Johnson's your hero, so just
No,
kidding, dude.
I hope he is. I hope every time I say his name, I hope he is not having a good day.
So The Last Jedi, I gotta find this, and when I do, you're gonna be mad, or maybe you're the one that sent it. That The Last Jedi was the best of the sequels.
Absolutely not.
And I'm with you on this, man. Like, because that's where we learn how terrible of a master Jedi Luke Skywalker is.
That makes it.
Right?
That makes the entire story irredeemable, in my opinion. I mean, it take out the Finn and Rose subplot that was just unnecessary. I mean, the fact of what they did to Luke Skywalker is completely unforgivable, in my opinion. I understand. I listen to Sam Witwer. He has a much more positive outlook, I think, than I do. I understand there's some people that, need to see that, or that Luke Skywalker makes sense to them. I think somebody even on our own platform agrees with that. I disagree. I thoroughly think that is a spit in the face to the fans of Luke Skywalker. I think it's a spit in the face to George Lucas, a spit in the face to Mark Hamill, and a spit in the face to Luke Skywalker for what they did in that film. It makes absolutely no sense with where he's at the end of Return of the Jedi. It makes absolutely no sense why a man goes to an island to cut himself off for a force, cut himself off from the Force, but leaves people a map to go find him for some reason in the previous film, which is what they spent trying to find in the previous film. And I think as a whole, it felt truly like they wanted to, which was their plan with the sequels. They wanted to kill newer characters and make these new ones more likable to the fans, but you could have done it both ways. You could have had everything with, you could have had a little bit of something, because I think George even said he struggled with not having Luke specifically take over the story even for his sequels.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even if they make Luke himself show up to Crate, I think that redeems the story a little bit. I think it's the fact that it's some Force vision projection across the galaxy that really just kind of doesn't make it any better for me. And I think they get him sort of right in The Rise of Skywalker. I love the him and Yoda scene. Feels very Empire to me when they do that scene. But now that I'm reading Legends, now that I am able to watch the movies anytime I want, and I've watched them hundreds of times and understand what I feel like I have an understanding of that character, personally, and the fact that they continuously kind of want to, that the fact that they killed my hero in a non-heroic way, and now that I'm reading Legends as an adult and I'm able to see kind of the grace that's given to him, I get it comes right after Dark Empire, but I don't love his dialogue in the first Jedi Academy book. I feel like he's very matter of fact.
Yeah.
I think that's more of just a writing choice, which they have to, he kind of, was it Kevin Anderson? I think he makes it follow Dark Empire. I don't dislike it, but when I read it, I'm like, I don't really know if he would talk to Leia like that. I can
Mhm.
understand if he's talking. He does a great job when he, tells the New Republic. I think when the senator's like, "Well, what happens if your students fall to the dark side?"
Mhm.
And he's like, "Well, you know, that's." I can't remember verbatim what he says, but he gives a very Luke-like answer. And I'll probably go get the book and when I step away. But like, I don't love his dialogue in the Jedi Academy books so far. I'm only like a third of the way through the first one. But knowing I pretty much know his entire story from Legends just from YouTube. So
Mhm.
I wish I could have seen something like that. Maybe we'll get an animated show. Maybe we'll get something like that. I loved what they did in Book of Boba Fett with him in those episodes. Book of Boba Fett is still to this day the worst Star Wars show that we have ever gotten. Which was made by John Favreau and Dave Filoni, by the way. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I could go on for days. I think we should totally do that. Type in chat if you'd like to see us go over the sequels.
Yeah, and I think maybe the first episode we could title "Let the Past Die, Kill It If You Have to." They told us what they were doing through the dialogue. Cam,
Oh, Philip, I'm going to confirm. It's been. When did Force Awakens come out?
we have chats. I'm sorry. What's up, Philip?
7/16.
Didn't
Let me
leave
go
a
look,
map.
Philip.
Oh yeah, he. Oh, I thought it was a piece of the map. There was a piece that completed the map.
Let's see. I'm on Wikipedia, so take it for what it's worth.
Oh yeah, Wookiees.
Um. Plot. On the desert planet Jakku, Resistance pilot Poe Dameron receives a map to Luke's location. First Order stormtroopers commanded by Kylo Ren arrive and capture Poe. Great scene, by the way.
Yeah. What did you think about holding that blaster bolt with the Force?
Absolutely badass.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was so cool, man. I mean, when I saw that, well, they ruined it because they kind of hinted at it, a flash of it in the trailer. You should have left that out of the trailer, man, because it would have been that much more impactful. That was insane. Holy cow.
Aboard the Falcon, Han determines that BB-8's map is incomplete. He then explains how Luke attempted to rebuild the Jedi Order, but exiled himself when an apprentice turned to the dark side, which he would not have done.
He just would not have, man.
Absolutely not. He would have done everything
To save them. Absolutely. That was his MO, man. He's the
R2D2 awakes and reveals the rest of the map. So they were trying to find a map to Luke, Philip, based off of what I've read.
Yep.
But maybe Daniel will make us rewatch the movies, and I am 100% game. We can do multiple episodes on it, verbatim.
In about a month, in about 3 weeks, there's going to be a big change in some things we do on the show. So maybe we kick off with, all right, let's just finally air all the dirty laundry.
Dude, let's do all the movies.
Let it out.
I mean, all the movies. Hey, why not?
Dude, Star Wars, there, A New Hope, there's some of it didn't age well, but just a bit of it. I think as a whole, I was talking to Zane about this, that even the practical special effects still hold pretty well today to the CGI. You can tell they're practical effects, but guess what? You can also tell when it's CGI. And a dewback that wasn't there in the beginning crosses in front of the speeder. It looks ridiculous, George. So yeah, we have plenty to talk about in those as well. What was there was one more piece of news.
Andor season 2, man.
Andor season 2. Whoa, can we just address the skeleton crew thing? Sorry, we got off tangent. The article said that they wanted it to be like a rewatchable series at Christmas. Like this is something we watch as a family at Christmas time. A Star Wars show. Look, and you know what, Cam? Tell me I'm an idiot, but I think if you're not watching anything but the holiday special, it's blasphemy. Why do we need another Star Wars holiday anything?
What is the infatuation with holiday releases for Star Wars?
I don't know. Maybe Christmas toys, merch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe time off from winter break and get into the theaters. Yeah.
I had a concept. You put out a good movie, people will go watch it regardless of what time of the year it is.
That's right.
So,
May 1977. That's all I'm going to say.
um,
Nobody knew what was coming.
I don't know,
Jordan.
man. I mean, I feel like if the show's good, sure, make it rewatchable. Maybe it's like a Christmas theme. Maybe that's kind of what they're going with. Maybe we'll get taken to some newer planets that resemble sort of a holiday feel.
Like an Ewok village.
Amen. Ewoks didn't bother me. I thoroughly enjoy playing as Ewoks in Lego Star Wars. I just love Lego Star Wars. Even the Skywalker saga. Look, our lore master, we miss you greatly tonight, Zane. We miss you greatly, Grand Admiral. He put out a hot take. The sequel, Lego Star Wars stuff, way better than the movies. And I can agree with that. I think I have played through the sequel stories on Lego Star Wars more than I have watched the actual films.
It's that. What's different? I don't think I've ever played through a whole.
So, truthfully, I wanted 100% the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I did it.
Okay.
But he makes a very valid point. The cutscenes are pretty cool. Like Skywalker Saga as a whole was very just for Lego Star Wars games. But I'm gonna have to agree with our lore master there. He makes a valid point, and I think I need to point out the fact that he's right.
Well, we're gonna have to clip that because
positivity in the chat. Jelix NB, you should play Lego
Janae.
Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
I've only played Lego Rock Band. That's a thing, Janae? What? I didn't know that was a thing.
And you should play Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars. And I will say you should play the Skywalker Saga. It is very cool. Running around on Mustafar, a lot of fun. Anakin's dark deeds playing in the background, a lot of fun. Very sad, but a lot of fun.
I think I own, because I got the bundle and I just keep adding to the bundle from Steam. So I think I own like a lot of those games, and I don't know. It never really seemed like something I'd really enjoy. I played with Zane a little bit, or the Admiral a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I think I struggled with perception, like it just took me a while, I think, to kind of catch the hang of because it's not exact. I mean, it's a side scroller, but kind of not. Like it was just kind of different. But it's kind of freedom. It has some depth sometimes.
Yeah. Those games are the shit when I was a kid, dude. I love it. You know, Janae, I can agree with that statement. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching people play Elden Ring. I have tried Elden Ring myself. I have a day job that is enough work within itself, and I thoroughly don't want to play video games that I think are going to cause me to feel like more work. So I will agree with you on that statement. There are some games that I think are better watching people play than actually playing myself. Might be a hot take to some people, but I watched our lore master and our resident Sith Lord here play Overwatch last week.
Yeah.
I would not play myself, but I liked watching them. So
I think it's cute and adorable. You said that we were playing. He was playing. I was running in circles shooting in
yeah,
there.
Dana didn't really know what was going on. I only had Zane's POV, so, but
No, I love playing Overwatch. I just picked up Destiny 2 a little bit with my daughter, and apparently Zane plays as well. So I don't know. We'll take that. Legend of Mana. What is that? I don't think I've played that.
I don't think I've played it either.
Okay, let's jump into
Quit delaying, man. Quit delaying.
Just
Let's get into it.
I'm stretching it because right about now, you're looking at you've got what 18 minutes left of show, maybe something like that.
Oh,
This
you're
is
waiting
it.
for Debbie to get on?
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait for it for us to start. But like right now, it's going down. So RPG, nice. Oh, check that out.
Look, put it out there. I'm giving Andor another try. I liked it. It wasn't like super spectacular for me. I feel like it was super slow. I also feel like I didn't give it the biggest chance either. So after Acolyte, I'm going to go through an Andor watch and think I'm going to enjoy it. But
I love it.
Or we'll see from there. I am looking forward to season 2. I think Tony Gilroy, they should throw whatever money they need to throw at him to keep him around.
Yeah.
They probably will not do that. But here's to hoping.
Well, I'm still interested to know where all the money went for the Acolyte.
You know, that is a fair point there. My Sith Lord Master.
Community theater, musical community theater here in Bryan College Station was a part of for several years.
I'm going to look up something.
God,
I am
we
listening.
Could have done with do what?
I'm looking up something.
What I would have done for that kind of budget, because what we would be able to do with the budget that we had at that theater, I mean, it's a community theater, donations only, and your only butts and seats are going to keep the theater doors open. So you got to put it on and put it on well. And we never cut a corner, but we certainly were able to be very efficient and proficient. And when I see some of these sets and know that in community theater, it's not as good as the sets on, I'm not that stupid, but I can also know, wow, if it took this much effort from people who don't know what they're doing and only a handful of bucks and it looks this good compared to what's on TV, man. And then you watch, I'm going to say it, Cam, and you're going to love me for saying it. And then you watch House of the Dragon.
Hell like, yeah.
How is this even remotely
not watching House of the Dragon? You better get on it. You don't got to watch Game of Thrones. You don't got to read no books.
No, you don't.
Go watch House of the Dragon right now. You will not regret any second.
So good. So good.
Dude, I was trying to find budgets for the movies adjusted for inflation. But it's only giving me box office adjustment for return. Prequels box. Maybe if I typed in budget in the search, that would give me better. I'm just trying to see what we get a comparison.
Yeah.
Just to try and I don't know.
So I'll drop a little nugget. We have been working tirelessly in the background, to make some changes here at the Sith Dominion. And one of the things we have been working on is a cool link tree. I didn't know. I say cool like because I'm old. I don't know. Seemed pretty damn cool to me. So we have a new link that'll be in the bio and TikTok and whatnot. I have to change that still. But also, we have begun building a Discord server. And that is also super awesome. That's where we were doing the share the other night. But the goal of the server is to start just a playground, right? Where we can, you jump just like any other, just jump in and go nuts, have fun, be like engaged with the stuff we're talking about. But yeah, we've created other pieces on other platforms, so we'll see what's happening in the next
Dude,
month.
Rogue One cost $200 million to make.
200 and what?
Only 200 million.
Really?
Yeah. I can't find nothing. So, I mean, it looks like all the prequels are anywhere from like 110, 115 million to like 113. How much is
Mhm.
Attack of the Clones?
So, I mean, granted, they're longer, right? Because you've got a series as opposed to a movie. Descendants, I guess that's a game there too. Yeah. What are you guys doing? Oh, you guys talking about some games.
Yeah, Janae, Rogue One was fantastic. Probably their best project out there that they've released under Disney. I would say.
Okay, Eris. Yeah, absolutely. K2SO. I've got
Absolutely.
a fresh one for you. Oh my god, I fell out of my chair laughing. Not only is I can't remember his name, just a damn good actor, but he does these like a Simon Pegg kind of guy, or even what was Gollum? What was his name? That
Andy
actor.
Serkis.
Andy Serkis. Like these guys, I can't remember this dude's name now. He was in Firefly. He was in iRobot, and so yeah. Again, just freaking amazing. Yes, thank you, Alan. I can't say his last name.
He's
Yeah, that
gonna
guy.
butcher it.
I'm not gonna say it.
That's fair.
He played. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem, man. How do you justify that kind of expenditure? I yeah. Doesn't
Well,
work for me, man.
I'm gonna put it out there and say the viewership's probably not there to justify the cost. If somebody would like to link me a reason as to why I'm wrong, please do. But
I don't think you'll get that.
I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna have to take a bet that I'm probably not wrong. Um, it's a shame that we're not here singing the show's praises. There are praisable-ish moments,
Sure.
but I think as a whole, this is gonna just be kind of like Book of Boba Fett for me. I'll go watch a couple scenes here and there, and we'll on YouTube, and we'll call it a day.
Dang it. Why are we having to talk about this thing tonight? Now I gotta go watch that one scene again from Book of Boba Fett. Damn it, Dana. It's not going to be that bad. I will try my hardest never to access that part of my brain or my streaming service again.
Hey man, I'm gonna say it, dude. When Grogu falls and Luke tells him get up, you always get back up. I mean, shit brings a tear to my eye, man. That's so Luke Skywalker. I mean, it's a shame.
I'll give you that. Like you said, moments, right?
I also hate Skinwalker Luke. Please, for the love of God, recast the actor.
Him.
Please, please, just do not do this CGI deep fake nonsense, man. Save yourself some money. Get some. I mean, you already got dudes that look like Mark Hamill. And
Yeah.
honestly, lately, keep Mark Hamill away from the set, please. But I mean, I just gotta preface that my love for Luke Skywalker is for Luke Skywalker. Just need to put that out there.
What did you put in the AV chat? What happened?
Oh, they won the kickball game.
Oh. Mark, no. Oh my God. That's so. That's Andrew.
I don't
So
think they did.
I put the link to the show in the whole of the AV chat, not just our tiny group for the show. And Mark Tolley of War of the Stars was like, what's this for? And I was like, oh, wrong chat, or whatever. And he's like, story of my life. And then Andrew's like, when you think Dana Martin's inviting you to TSD only for him to say it's a mistake. I'm sorry, Mark. That was not. I'm sorry. And Andrew, why you gotta be so mean, man? All right. We gotta do this.
Come on, man. Let's get into it. You need to stop delaying. Give
So
the
the first
people what they
thing,
want.
the big Brendok reveal, like we finally get to know what actually happened, but from a different point of view. So we have what happened in the episode 2, 3, whichever one,
3.
where you had it, where Osha and May were, Jedi got her, and there was the fire, and then all the witches were dead, and we've complained and bitched about how, oh my god, they're all dead, and we don't know why, and there's no saber and whatever. We find out why. There was some crazy stuff happening with some. It kind of reminded me this kind of humming, chanting, and possessing of what it was just bizarre. Once Inara was able to break that hold that those witches had telekinetically, whatever, neurologically, to Kalnaka, who was trying to kill everybody. Once she severed that connection, all those witches died. So we have a whole mess here, and then right before that, there's the whole with the witch, and Anasea starts, phasing and soul step. There's just all this comedic error. Everybody's stabbing and possessing, and it's just a mess. Whew. So we get about halfway through, and that's where we're at in this show. And to me, Cameron, there was a lot happening at once. Not that it was hard to track, but there was a lot happening at once, and I just couldn't understand how all this could be happening with zero force sensitivity that a possession may be happening, with zero force sensitivity that that's not May, or that's not Osha, that's May, with zero force sensitivity that it's too many, that all of that happening really just seemed like a mess. Okay. Rip it. Oh, he just froze. Oh.
No,
Okay.
I was switching my stuff.
Seemed like a mess. Overarching thing, right?
I'm going to say this, and I wanted to say it in pre-show, but Dana told me to stop and say it. This was the worst episode in the series so far.
What?
This was a rehash of episode 3 with an extra 5 minutes from different camera angles. None of the Jedi's motivations make any sense. The one Jedi of reason. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go from this. 1, they're on this planet that something terrible happened, and there's supposedly no life on this planet.
Right.
They, on whatever planet scan they do, they're not able to see the fact that there's a big stone temple looking thing on this mountain. They're not able to pick that up with scanners. Soul is just walking around on this planet for some reason, and then he stumbles upon the twins. Torben, whatever his name is, doesn't even know why they're there, and they've been there for 6 weeks. Did they just bring him on this mission and not tell him what they were there looking for? Soul's motivation in this episode makes no sense. He kind of insinuates that the Force is telling him to. I would agree, Janae. He's kind of insinuating the Force is telling him that Osha is. They're kind of insinuating the Force is telling him that Osha and him are destined to be Master and Padawan, but they don't give us any more on that. When they go and they're doing these metal detection stuff, and they're looking for this Vergence, and to my knowledge, they don't even tell the Council that they've truly found the Vergence. None of the characters. It's a staple of the show. None of the characters' motivations make any sense. Characters' reasonings for doing stuff changes just on a dime, and we're supposed to follow it for some reason. and it paints the Jedi in a bad light, which I think that you can do, but it needs to be done better. And no Jedi that we're familiar with in past Star Wars projects would have done anything that these Jedi would have
Mhm.
done. And Dara, which we're supposed to feel like is the voice of reason for the Jedi that are on this planet, decides to just blatantly lie.
Yeah.
Why would she do that? Soul, for some reason, is trying to hold the bridge that the twins are on. And I mean, they're like 8 or 9. I mean, they can't weigh more than 70 something pounds. Why is he trying to hold the bridge? Why doesn't he just pull both of them with the force? Why does he just blatantly let May fall? Makes absolutely no sense. And then we have that stupid scene where there's the dialogue where like Indara's tells them you can't deny the Jedi have a right to test future Padawans unless you want to, which makes absolutely no sense. It follows the same staple of everything in the show.
Mhm.
Why are we getting a flashback episode in the penultimate episode of the series of a flashback that we've already seen?
Yeah.
And truthfully, in my mind, the Jedi did nothing wrong here. Nothing. Nothing in their nothing. No action that Torben makes it seem consistent to me that he would take the maybe I don't know. Maybe taking the Barish or Barash vow makes sense. You do it over guilt. I can understand that, but killing himself for
Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't really make any sense. I don't feel like he did anything in the wrong. I don't think Soul did anything wrong killing Mother Anastasia. She's evaporating into this demon-looking thing, and it looks like May is evaporating, and he's like, "This is weird." Whop, and then she says the most just passive-aggressive just thing. It was like, "I was going to let Osha go." And I was like, "Well, why are you turning into a
Phasing
gas
banshee.
demon?" Yeah, like, what are we doing here? Like, I just it doesn't make any. And we're left off with this weird Osha putting the mask on in the last episode, and there's just so much stuff that they still have left to cover, and we know like that. Yeah, it paints the Jedi in a bad light, but I don't think they're wrong. Their actions of what they do just don't make any sense to me. Doesn't seem like anything that a Jedi from that era would do. Would blatantly hide stuff from the Council. Would fabricate a story. Would one be trying to train potential Padawans that are over the ages of 4 and 5? Doesn't make any sense to me because Qui-Gon Jinn, who has, even though it's kind of reluctantly, has the respect of every single Jedi on the Council.
Mm-hmm.
And they won't even let him train this boy who's supposed to be the chosen one, And and Tom and Torben, whatever his name is, they don't give us any reason as to why he wants to go home. He's just homesick. Well, what is he homesick for? Why does he want to go home? We know why Anakin does what he does in Attack of the Clones, even though that's not a greatly written movie either.
No.
But we understand it because he misses his mother. He's having visions of his mother dying. That's why he goes back and finds her. Nothing makes any sense. They just put this nonsense out there, and they don't. And then, oh, y'all liked Soul? Well, turns out he's terrible. Well, it's like, well, I mean, I think his actions were pretty justified if you kind of go with the scene, go with stuff that he knows in the moment.
He drew his saber when he felt threatened. Not any time before that, and even stopped Torben from igniting his saber.
That doesn't make any sense to me as to why that's a thing that they're putting out there. I've been grasping with that for weeks, trying to find a semblance of reason as to why that's been a topic in the show, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-mm.
Maybe it's in some book, some High Republic book that I haven't read, but
possibly
it doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense to me why a Jedi would do that.
I don't know where it came from.
Why does May in the first episode is literally trying to kill Indara, and she doesn't ever ignite her lightsaber because she's not ready to kill. Like, she's ready to defend herself from being killed. That seems like more than enough of a justifiable reason to ignite your lightsaber.
Yep.
They just 180 million, man, and we still have so many questions, you know, and we're just not being given anything. And if you're in the chat and you like the show, more power to you. I wish I liked the show. I
Same.
I like aspects of the show, but it's a poorly written show, and we should have gotten better for 4 years, 180 million, and pretty much a clean slate for what they could do with these characters. Like, I'm not interested in the twins who are supposed to be the main characters of the show. I'm interested in Kamir to a certain extent. His actions don't make any sense. With what they've slowly given us. I like Soul. I still kind of like him. I could agree with Janae. He was a little creepy, but
Yeah.
in this past episode. But I just uh, uh, who reviewed this? Who reviewed this script? Who approved this script? Why are we 7 episodes in and we have no idea where the show's direction is going? And
I don't know.
It's sad, honestly.
Frustrating. How do you turn this around, like you said, in 38 minutes or whatever? That it's probably wrapping up here pretty quick.
It's probably already over at this point, honestly.
It was over after the second episode.
No, it was over after the third episode.
I was giving it the fair shake the whole way through, and if they somehow in this episode right now, they'd have to do all kinds of things in a very short amount of time to make it to where I could say, okay, some of it. But right now,
what Sith perspective are we getting in this show?
We were promised we would learn about the Sith Acolyte and more dark sidey things, right?
Where have we seen that?
Well, in the Jedi, you see the Jedi are actually evil, and that seems to be.
Well, that's not canonically correct. That's absolutely stupid.
Well, it's canon now. It's canon now that there is a sect of Jedi that hides shit from the Council. That is now canon, and that pisses me off because that is
me off too, man.
Nowhere in any stories at all is there this just people hiding shit. Yes, there have always been tiny little, whatever for the and we've called those out. But a blatant cover up like this, no, I just can't imagine it. And for the what they said the motivation is that the Jedi control who have the power. Shut up. They do not. They what? How? So the May. Oh fuck. So May and Osha, if Osha said I don't want to go, they would have left. Inara would have forced them to leave. It's because Osha wanted to go. That's why they stayed. And that's why all that other shit happened. So to say that the Jedi are these terrible, people just go around because they wanted to, steal those kids and control who has the power, they would just left them alone. They would have had a little, MapQuest point. Wait, MapQuest? What year is it? Google Maps pin saying, hey, watch out right around here. We need to keep an eye on this because there is potential danger just based on, they've genocide. But then the Jedi just did genocide. I think I put that in the chat. Is that okay? Now you're saying the Jedi are responsible for genocide. What? Sorry, man.
Come here. All right. You're Master Yoda. I'm Indara. Master Yoda, we stumbled upon these force sensitive twins that have no father, that are that we feel are in danger by a group of witches that we believe also have the ability to use the force. we think this might be the versions that y'all sent us to find here on this planet. We think it might be the twins. Um, so we go and we confront the we confront this band of witches. Um, we don't know if they are Night Sisters. That we weren't able to collect that information. Um, but you know, they allow us to test the twins, and one of the twins, May, she purposely fails the test because she doesn't want to be a Jedi. She wants to stay. Um, but Osha, one of the other twins, really wants to be a Jedi, and um, uh, we really think that we should, we really think that at least one of these twins, should be able to become a Jedi. Um, I know you're telling me no, but do you think that we could possibly bring one of these twins back, who could possibly be a part of this versions in the Force, um, to be a potential future Jedi? What do you what do you say, Master Yoda?
Shit of boo, you say? No way.
So then Torben, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he goes absolute bonkers for no reason, and he's like, "If we go steal these twins and bring them back, we will be able to go home." And then he goes to the temple and just sits outside because he can't get in. And then Soul,
Like,
and then
is he not the most emo character we've ever had in the Star Wars universe? It's not working out the way I want, so I'm gonna pout about it. Like,
and then
go do something. And then when he does, it's totally the wrong thing he's supposed to do.
and then Soul shows up and doesn't try to talk him out of it. They're just like, "Yeah, we're gonna climb
let's
up
go.
this, and we're gonna go save the twins." Like, why are we
Did you
doing
realize
this,
you're
boys?
listening to like a 16-year-old? Like, what? Why?
Why are we doing this, boys? Why are we doing this? Okay, so now let's reenact our Indara Master Yoda topic when they come back. Let's say everything plays out the way it does, but instead of blatantly lying to the council, they tell them the truth. Yes, Master Yoda. My Padawan failed in my teachings to him, and emotionally went and tried to bring the twins back to prove that they are the virgins, and or at least get one of them and show that we found the virgins and we are able to come back home to Coruscant. Um, so while we were there, one of the mothers of the twins. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you this, but the twins have no father. Um, they were they were made by two women, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the mothers turns in. She starts going into this gas-like form, and she looks like she is going to do something to one of the twins, and she has this demonic-like voice, and so Master Soul stabs her and kills her because he felt threatened, and he potentially thought that she was going to harm one of the girls. Um, and then one of the other mothers of the girls gets angry, understandably so, and her and the other witches in the coven take over Master Kalnaka and force him to start attacking us, and he mortally wounds Torben, leaving a scar on his eye, and he's going crazy. And somehow Soul and Torben are able to hold a Jedi Wookiee with their bare hands and not be thrown across the room, but that's beside the point. Um, and I go and I save Master Kalnaka from his possession, and I guess I kill all the ones in the Witch Coven. And during all of this, one of the twins lights fire to the Witch Coven's home base, and Master Soul is able to save one of the twins, and the other we believe has perished. Um, we have brought this girl back because we are really all that she knows, and we believe that she should. Master Soul very much believes that it is his duty in the Force to train this girl to be a future Jedi. So that's why we have brought her back. I think Master Yoda would be like, "Huh? Well, that sounds pretty sketch, huh?" Um. Well, he probably cannot train her in our temple. But if Master Soul would like to leave the order and go train her on his own, he is more than welcome to do that. Is he not? I just don't see how they explain the events of what happened.
And you can't say she can just lie about it because it's freaking Master Yoda. I mean, Mace is like, you can't lie to it. Like, we can see through you, you idiot.
And Master Soul's whole thing is he can just read people's minds,
Yeah.
like at will. Like, you don't think Yoda's gonna be able to feel that she's lying to him?
I actually believe that the council in a situation like that may have a long discussion on whether or not Soul could be the master or is exiled. I think I would lean towards the master because Indara said what of her, so which I think was more of a I'm scared for my job. What about her? But I think that's what you're alluding to. Hey, what up? So yeah, I don't know. That's what I think that there is potential that he could because that is all she would know. But yeah,
I think they'd all be exiled from the order personally, just with
piss poor decision making all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no place here in the order for you, based off of what the Jedi that we know. But I mean, it makes no sense why they lie. What's their reasoning for lying? I don't really think they're actually in the wrong on a lot of things that happened, but that's just the show, man. That's what we got.
I believe truly. I think you're right. I think if May was allowed to stay, if Osha was allowed to stay, and him be exiled, I would assume they would take her because it isn't her fault, and it is potentially there would be an opportunity for them to. What's going on here? Oh, cool. There could be potential for some sort of little redemption thing. Go ahead, take a break. I got something to talk about.
I'm listening.
Listening. He had to bounce off camera. So yeah, I think what we usually have a rule: 3 episodes in, and if we can't do it, we don't watch it. Yeah, Eris Corban. That's good. Anyhow, so what for me the biggest problem with the Indara piece was that here we have this leader that is this strong, wholesome, whatever, and then she's like, "Whoa, what are you doing? What do you mean you're going to be accountable for your actions?" I cannot, for the life of me, ever hear a Jedi say that ever. Why should we not be responsible for our actions? I just okay.
They don't understand Jedi, man. They don't understand Jedi.
Sith, if the roles were switched and the same thing happened by Sith standards, I'm owning it. Yeah, I did it. I felt threatened. I did fear for these kids' lives. Call it a mistake. We accidentally, genocide. I don't know what to tell you, Yoda. You're going to exile us because we made a decision in a judgment call to save a child? That's cool. You go on with your 900-year-old self and just keep being a turd. It's like, I can't imagine that happening. Can I imagine Soul going away for a while or something? Yeah, because he did react. However, he was very noble in that he knew, God bless it, I probably should have waited a half second before I stabbed her, because he refused to fight, what's her name? As she's attacking, he's just blocking, and she's like, fight me, like getting all pissed off. In that moment, it was like Soul had departed from his self, and was living in that moment and playing out like Doctor Strange. He's playing out all this shit in his head, and he's realizing I effed up. I shouldn't have killed her. Maybe there was another way, but the whole time his body through the Force is like just block it. Like you see it. So okay, whatever that dude's name, I can never pronounce it. That dude, Jean, whatever. Soul is amazing, and he's played amazingly in that moment too. You see it in his face, in his eyes, and in his intent, but his body is acting as if it is attuned to the fight. So when I say there are some cool moments, that's one of my favorite moments, and it's in that moment that I actually, just a tiny bit, was like, oh, what's that little moisture in my eye there? That because he knew, and he was wanting to be accountable. So what? Fast forward to the ship. He's wanting to do the right thing. He's wanting to live the Jedi code. And what does a Jedi tell him to do? No. And that's where shit a fool it is, because that's not what a Jedi would do. And you were right last episode, Torben. How did he even become a Jedi? What a whiny little turd. I mean, I know Anakin was kind of whiny, but not like that. And at least he had skill to excuse some of it. Although another moment that was pretty amazing was when Torben was defending against all of the archery, bow and arrow, all of the arrows, deflecting all those. That was pretty cool. But yeah, that's where I went with that. But I think there's plenty of blame, right? To kind of go around. You have even Kalnaka doing things like slicing to get in. You've got May that lit the fire. You've got and Anastasia. It doesn't make sense, Cameron. And this is what how you said this earlier. Like, how are you going to phase and whatever you're trying to do, and then turn around and say, "Oh, I was going to let you have her." Bullshit! You possessed Torben to try to mess him up and everything, and then are you two? Which one are you? Are you the leader or are you the mother? What are you? What are you doing? You're too confusing, and even in your death, I do not understand you or your motivation. Not a problem with the actress. Shit problem with the writing and directing, because I don't understand her. And maybe I'm just stupid and old, but I don't understand anything about this character, because what she says here and what she says here and here in a box, it's not a box. It's just falling apart. It's nothing. There's no structure. Holy cow. I think
and that weird stuff she was doing with Torben felt very dark side like to me. It was just so weird what he like there were some tidbits there that could have been interesting if they expanded on it, but they just don't. So it's just like, well, what's the point of all this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. In
I agree, man.
There is either light or dark. There is nothing in between, and you go to the light because it's there. You are either one side or the other, and walking the tightrope that we've talked about does have to lean towards the balanced side of the Force, which according to Lucas is the Jedi. So if that is truly the balanced side, then yeah, you've got what the good side, whatever. Then yeah, they're using witchcraft, sorcery, dark sorcery, whatever. All of that stuff is to the Jedi dark side. It's all lumped together. It's not Sith, but it certainly is dark side. And I think we capture some of that in Phantom Menace, because he said he was trained in the Jedi arts, right? Didn't Qui-Gon say Maul was trained in the Jedi arts? How do you know it's I believe the Sith have returned. How do you know it's a Sith? He was trained in the Jedi arts. It was something really simple like that. That was just one little tiny line, which made me feel like, is it then generally the path to the dark side runs through the Jedi? Because you learn the Jedi arts, and then you go off on your own because it's the easier way, the quickest way, the most efficient way to continue to grow in the light, in the dark side, or in the Force. Period. I don't know, man. I think from the Sithy side, we were promised a show that really would help us with understanding more of Sith lore, and we haven't gotten it yet, and they only have 38 minutes to make it work. So
We ain't got nothing, man.
nothing. So we've talked about a little of this stuff already throughout. I want to talk about this section here, segment 4, Cam, on the outline. We're talking about the betrayal and loyalty. So, Jedi Order, they're portrayed in a way that they're baby snatchers. They if you run up against them, the Jedi attack. They attack all. They won't warn you. They'll just attack. Yeah, we know she was kind of playing with her head, trying to get her all psyched up. But these are the things that they're saying about the Jedi that on screen it's kind of being portrayed that way, which I guess kind of it doesn't set well with me. Even though you and I stated, I mean, Jedi Order has its problems. It doesn't set well with saying that it's the Jedi as a whole are responsible, and that they betrayed the Order, they betrayed May and Osha, and they betrayed the promise to the Knights. They're not Night Sisters, whatever they are, the witches, whatever. So I mean, am I wrong that that's how it's being portrayed? That they're just like the devil? they're in the wrong 100% of the time.
Wouldn't say it wouldn't equate them to the devil, but I mean, yeah, they make it definitely seem like the Jedi are not the heroes of the story, which they are. If anybody who's watched past projects, they are the heroes in the story. It's just a shame, man. Like, it really is just the Jedi in this show do not feel like Jedi to me.
And the most Jedi feeling Jedi, they've turned into this sniveling little dude that's now going to go back on his word and bury a secret, and they've destroyed him.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. How do we see this playing out? Now, we know, like, right now we could go online and see shit already, but I don't want to. How do you think this is going to end?
I think Osha turns evil. I think she ends up training with Kamir. I mean, we have to see Kamir's master. I'm assuming it's probably going to be Tenebris or Plagueis. I mean, probably has to be Plagueis for timeline per sake, which just absolutely throws in a whole wonkiness of stuff for the lore. How they show Plagueis would be interesting to me, if they show him. Trying to think of which Jedi is going to die. I feel like Sol has to die. I mean, hasn't everybody from that group that went to Brendok, they've all
He's
died?
the only one left?
So
because he and May were the only ones to survive. And what's that dude's name? The Binks Blix. What's the little rat's name?
Basil.
He escaped. It was Basil and
but Basil wasn't on there when the original stuff happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think Sol dies.
All that's left is Sol. Yeah.
I don't know what happens with May. Maybe she gets to the Jedi Council. Maybe she dies too. I don't know. Maybe like Eris is saying. Maybe, or no, that's Janae. Just kidding. Eris, if it's Palpatine, I'm going to break something.
There's a song I have for you.
And That'd be interesting, Janae. I don't. How would the Jedi do that? Would be interesting.
Oh, because it was stated by Inara in episode 7, they split. It's like they split the conscious of one being.
It seems like what they're insinuating. I don't know. I truthfully, whatever. If Plagueis is the master, that's gonna really.
You good? It's gonna piss you off, isn't it?
As someone who is taken in the Darth Plagueis book and seeing what that does for Palpatine and Plagueis, I would be a little upset, personally.
How could
where is Kamir at? Does he turn into the whole Ren guy? Sorry, I'm not up to date on my original Ren lore. But if Plagueis is the other master, which, just want to point this out there, Debbie and Zane. If Plagueis is the master, that's 2 Sith we've seen in the show, because Kamir is a Sith. Confirmed by the writer or the showrunner herself. There is 2 Sith in the show. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It's over as of now. So
as of now, I need more like real dark side lore stuff, man. Like, help us fill this out.
Imagine this, dude. Imagine they release a whole nother 8 episodes and it turns out to be season 2, and they're like, joke's on you guys, we have a whole nother season for y'all to consume.
And I don't know that the refresh of TSD is going to cover that.
And instead of waiting every week for subpar writing, you get to consume it all at one time if you choose so.
So you can engorge yourself with a bunch of garbage so you puke it right back up. Awesome. That happens when I drink a lot of Coke and eat Whoppers. It just foams up and I puke it out. It's sweet. It's quick. Get a little rush. But there's no there's no like depth or breadth or protein or anything good in what I'm eating. Wow. That sounds very familiar. Like,
is there anybody in chat that likes the show, that likes the direction it's taken, likes the... I mean, a lot of our audience is people that we're friends with, so maybe they're... I'm going to take a guess. There's probably not, but, I mean...
I'm pretty sure Eris did not finish the series or is not up to date. I think they tried to give it a shot, like she was saying, and it was just terrible. Yeah, Janae, did you watch it tonight, Janae, while you were watching us? I'm just like, can we stop jumping around? Right?
You know, Eris, I'm mad too about the set. Coruscant specifically. I mean, the other stuff, like it's some no-name planets we've never been to, who cares? But the Coruscant set really makes me feel a certain type of way.
Anyone watch Saturday Night Live? I just figured it out. You watch Saturday Night Live, they'll do like a Enterprise, like a Star Trek parody. And they show like a clip from the show of the ship flying, and it looks great and it's wonderful. And then they pan in to and it's like clearly just a set on a stage. Like it's just ridiculous. That's what it's like. Look at all this big, everything, hyperspace, and then we're on top of the planet and we're going in, and then here we are on the freaking Little Tykes preschool freaking set. What's wrong? Why am I going? This is making me angry. What?
Do you think we see Yoda?
No.
Do you think somebody finally goes to the council? Yeah, but that could be a misdirection, dude. I mean, they said we were going to see 2 Sith, and this show was going to be from the Sith perspective. So they've lied before, brother. They've
That's
lied
right.
before. Could be a little misdirection. And do they do puppet Yoda? Is the real question.
Janae, we are honored that we are your dinner time entertainment.
Shout out to you, much preferring to watch us than watch the Acolyte. That's real love right there.
What did I say on episode? I think it was episode 5. Whenever I said "F it," we're just gonna go, and I was like, "Don't watch Acolyte, watch us." The first 3 episodes, watch the Acolyte. Don't watch DSD. We're not gonna be on. Yeah, no. I did the. Oh yeah, this is just bad. Yeah. Eris, I think before you may not have been on yet, I was talking about my experience with the community theater here. Just, budget of, $2K, and you've got people swinging from the rafters and, whatever. It's amazing. Whew. Man.
We love you, Josiah.
Josiah. What's up, my man?
You're going to play some Valorant here after the pod. I'm looking forward to
it. That's what it was. It was after the podcast, and then
oh Jesus.
Oh Debbie. Hi.
The beacon of positivity is here. Give it to
us. We've been talking about the Acolyte, episode 7. Oh, she's like,
what's the rating? Give it to me. What's the rating as a whole?
I'm going to have to watch it again, but there was 2 little surprises.
Crap, I'm going to have to watch it tomorrow. Shit.
One, I was like, oh shit.
So earlier,
rewind, and I had to call my son was in the kitchen fixing something to eat, and he heard me say, oh shit, and he goes, what's wrong? I was like, you just have to verify for me. So I rewound it, and he was like, is that? And I was like, I think it is.
Do not give me anything that will even remotely kind of redeem this show for us.
Debbie, they show him, don't they?
Who?
Now you know I'm talking about. They show him, don't they?
No. We just said that if they did, it would mess things up a little. No.
They show him, don't they? It's that planet.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
It's that planet. She's giving it away. I know she's right.
She'll throw you.
Oh my god!
100% Plagueis shows up. No.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Come on, Josiah. We're trying not to manifest this. But
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Don't do it.
How old is?
Oh, they're gonna have to. Yeah.
He was born between 32 people. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, I just gotta tell you that apparently Eris Korriban is watching the show, and my grandson said, "That's Papa. Hi, Papa." Oh my god.
The Acolyte is set at the end of the High Republic era, roughly 100 years before.
Hi, Jason.
Phantom Menace.
I'm gonna commit. What?
What is? So how old would he be?
Are we really? Where's our lore master? For Pete's sake, he'd already have this.
He's alive during this time period. That's all I'll say.
We know.
I know he's alive, but I mean, Dana, did you know that when Palpatine and Darth Maul speak on Coruscant and the Phantom Menace, Plagueis is literally in the next room?
I did not. Is that in the Plagueis book?
Yes.
Or in the novelization? Is in the Plagueis book?
Yes, it is.
Is the Plagueis book canon?
Unfortunately, it's not, but you should still read it either way.
Oh, there was nobody in that room. Now
I don't care, man. Look, I don't care. That character is so important to who Palpatine is as a person and who we know him to be. And if they mess with that jargon, I'm pissed. But they're probably messing with it. I can tell the look in Debbie's eye. Do they show my green man?
No. You can't have Yoda. God
damn.
No, they said we're not going to show Yoda's not in the show. You tell us no,
And
Yoda's
this
not in
is
the show.
why I don't pay attention to what actors or directors, writers
Misdirection.
say in these interviews, because they're not going to give anything away. They will lie out their ass, but it's just very, very brief for both of them.
Oh my God! They get to lie to Yoda straight to his face, and he's
You
gonna
missed it.
fall
We were
for
role
it.
playing, man. Like I was Yoda, and Cam was Inara telling the council, telling Yoda what happened, and we had two different versions of the story. You know, the first being this is how we came across them, and then Yoda says, "Shit have bull." You say no, and so they say no, we're not, and then all the shit happens. Then now she's being upfront, saying, "Okay, this is what happened." And if Nara is telling the truth to the council of what happened, or Yoda, whoever, I just we imagine that Soul would get I said excommunicated, sort of exiled, and you know, probably wouldn't be able to train May or Osha. Would Osha stay? Just these are the things we were kind of speculating. I'm nervous now about because I don't want to see where this might be going now, Debbie.
Debbie, what's the rating
Wait for the for this episode
for the series as a whole? Now you've watched all of it, you've consumed it all. It's better than Book of Boba Fett, right?
I don't know. I have a hard time rating because there's parts of Boba Fett I liked and obviously parts I didn't like. This one, like I said, I'm going to have to rewatch it.
The whole thing?
No, just this episode.
Oh, okay.
Now over the weekend, I might rewatch it as a whole. But
you gonna watch episode 3 at like 1.5 speed or what? Truthfully, think about this, Debbie. You could watch episodes 3 and 7 at 2 times the speed, consume the same amount of content
as one movie.
Yeah, in half the time. It's the same. It's the same thing, just from different camera angles.
Points.
Supposedly, with like extra 5 minutes.
I would say, just because I just came off of it, I would say a 6.5.
Well, that's a little better than what you said last week.
This last episode really brought it up, huh?
There were some things I didn't quite understand, so I'm gonna have to, rewatch it and see if I can catch what they're talking about. But yeah, there was one or two things they said, and I'm like, huh? It does end on a cliffhanger.
Oh, you called that,
man, we're really gonna get left for nothing. We're gonna get hung out dry there.
Well, I mean, it tidies everything up, but it's still a cliffhanger.
I know. Oh, I don't know. I just can't imagine with a score of we're not showing anymore on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, how would you even be able to justify putting money towards the series again?
Give it to Tony Gilroy and people probably watch.
Would you just give him back his...
I don't know. There's a... Gosh, I could have sworn I seen this. There's a petition going around for season 2.
I will not be signing that petition.
Would you do it for J.J. Abrams?
Absolutely not.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson is the Antichrist.
So who would you do besides? Who did you say a while ago? Tony Gilroy. Who else could? Because Favreau's Star Wars, newest Star Wars stuff was Book of Boba Fett, right?
Favreau and Kennedy don't get along. I don't think he's gonna be game to do
Well,
stuff like that.
He did Mando.
Yeah.
But he also did Mando season 3 and Book of Boba Fett. Not great.
So here's the thing about Book of Boba Fett, folks. Like for me, it's the best part of it doesn't even have to do with Boba Fett. Everything about the Book of Boba Fett for me that was cool had nothing to do with Boba Fett. That's just me.
Bro, are there no viewership stats out there? I mean, what am I looking for, dude? I gotta go to Screen Rant to get viable information?
No,
I might as well just
never go to Screen Rant for viable.
I might as well just make up my own data. I mean, good lord.
Debbie.
What's he looking for? Ratings?
Viewership compared to other shows.
Oh. You know, this is something you could have prepped prior to the show. Just saying.
I seen a thing the other day on
Get off my butt.
TikTok, and Acolyte was well below all the other shows.
It's almost like if I want to get my TikTok seen, I should hashtag Mando, not the Acolyte.
Dude, I don't know, man. If you look at viewership stuff on YouTube, people making content about the Acolyte, man, getting more views than the actual show itself.
Wow, that can happen.
Who knows, man? Man, I'm really nervous
tired
about
of getting
this
all
last
excited
episode, Debbie.
Sorry, man.
Like I said, the 2 appearances, very brief, no speaking part. You just see them.
Oh my god, it's even worse.
And then stuff is implied, I assume, based on context. So that will maybe. God, if it's just hey, we're gonna throw you guys a milk bone. Oh yeah, now we got that discount Ollie's dog food. Go eat that. Man,
And
I don't like it when they use it like that. Sorry, Debbie, go ahead.
I think I was correct on one thing that I had said, I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes ago. I can't remember. About Chimere, the stranger,
Mm-hmm.
and Venestra.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah. We figured. I said she was probably alive too. But I don't know. We'll see. I guess.
Who?
Who's alive?
Oh, not Venestra.
Dana, you are thinking of the wrong gal, my
You're
friend.
thinking of Coral.
Yes. No. Yeah.
She's not in this episode at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's probably dead. Like the rest of them.
Where I thought she was
No, she's
gonna
not.
survive.
No, she's not dead. She transported.
That's what I was saying. We saw her phase. That's what she's not dead.
No,
I said that
she
at the beginning of the show.
transported
Yeah. Yeah.
because the Dathomir witches, when they turned to smoke or whatever you want to call that, they could transport.
Mhm.
So that's what she did.
Except
And
for
that's
Mother
what-
Anastasia.
Anastasia was trying to do with herself and May.
Dude,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about this. Shout out to lightsabers doing damage again though in this series. I will applaud them for that. Lightsabers actually kill people, and for that I am pleased.
Yeah, but
And
in this
there's more,
episode,
lightsaber fights.
Really?
there's more lightsaber fights? Ooh.
Good choreography?
I thought so, but
Are
what
they-
I think and what other people think are 2 different things.
Are they
couldn't
fighting
do it.
behind trees?
No, it's out in the open.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Oh, what? You're not a fan of the sliced trees that we've seen so many times before?
I'm not a fan of them hiding their bad choreography behind objects.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm not a fan of.
But you're not always going to be out in the open either.
So you
Sure.
adjust your lightsaber form for who, how many?
Lightsaber
what?
forms are not a
You're in
thing anymore, Dana. That's legends. I'm fairly certain.
Really?
Well, everybody, have a great night. We'll see you all next week. No,
I have killed Dana's
no.
hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams. What did you have for breakfast? Hopes and dreams. What did you end with? Despair and disappointment. That was dinner. Oh, joy. So when I saw X, there was what? Hey, what's up, Josiah? Help us out. What?
Well, Josiah, hey brother, go get off TDM on Valorant. I know you're playing. I see it on Discord.
Maybe
go get us the
jump
stats.
on the new TSD Discord server and we stream and watch it on the Discord server.
Acolyte. Hey man, I'm trying to.
Hey, I gotta play some video games tonight, Dana. I ain't watching that stupid.
I'm trying to have a good rest of my evening, preferably.
So for those of you that are just seeing this or jumping in or whatever, we're working on all kinds of crazy fun stuff in the background, and Discord server is one of them. We were playing around the other night, and yeah, we had some fun. It was fun. So we're gonna wrap up this episode because I'm just frustrated. I think I got real upset earlier.
You didn't even watch the episode.
What? No, the episode that we were talking about, episode 7.
Why are you upset?
What?
Hey Debbie, I said that's the worst episode we've gotten this season. I'm gonna stand by that.
Yeah, I kind of went off. I was upset, and I didn't know I'd be that upset until I watched it a second time.
No,
and then what they did to Saul, where you have this Jedi that does what he thinks he should do in the moment, never once having a non-holistic motivation, unless he really was just really wanting a Padawan, which I never got that feeling. He really did feel a connection with Osha, and you see that with him and Osha. From my perspective, who knows what ends up happening. So to see Inara say, "No, don't be a good, wholesome Jedi. We must lie. We must lie to Jedi Council." Hey, are you
Debbie,
kidding me?
Explain that. Explain how that's something a Jedi would do.
That's what I thought.
She can't do it.
Wait, what do you mean?
What? How is it that's something, some behavior that a Jedi would try to cover up like that? To say, I'm going to own up to my mistake, and another Jedi say, no, don't do that, because this poor girl. Bullshit. Like you would own up to it as a Jedi. You would fall on your sword as a Jedi, as a good, wholesome Jedi, which is
at least the Jedi of that era, for sure. For sure.
The Jedi that we believe Soul to be at this point. Okay.
I don't know, because in Revenge of the Sith, when they ask Anakin to spy on Palpatine, Kenobi specifically says this is off the books.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's because they believe that Palpatine is either a Sith Lord or is working with a Sith Lord.
Yes.
But they lied. They covered it up.
They just only told Obi-Wan. Well, so the council as a whole knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
They told Obi-Wan, who served at that time on the council, you go tell your little boy that he needs to do this for us, and we'll let him be here, but not be on the council. And then, you know what, Obi-Wan, you're such a great master. Let's see how he reacts. And that's what they did.
Jedi asking another Jedi to spy. That's not very Jedi-like.
It's not. So how did I rationalize this earlier? I think I had said something about it's not like a sect of a bunch of liars trying to prevent to prevent information that could create a problem within the galaxy. This is, I want to make sure that who we suspect isn't the guy. But now, are you profiling this guy because he's a little shady? Like, so I get that too, but I think it's different. This is something that happened that we are covering up, as opposed to this may be a threat to our democracy republic. We're not going to get into all that. Constitutional republic, not a democracy. So to our republic in the Star Wars universe, say it right. That I think that's where that line of dissemination is that this is one person that's a threat to the entirety of the Republic, if he is in fact a Sith Lord, versus this shit went down, genocide happened, and we're gonna cover it up. I think those are two totally different things, and maybe it's just how I'm viewing them.
No, I agree with you, man. Like, there are multiple Padawans and Jedi, even after all the events transpired, that go out to this random planet and see their past classmates potentially
Dead
by lightsaber wounds, and they don't
But
go
just
tell
step
anybody?
over, and they don't pyre burn them. Nothing. They just step over. Now maybe they do, and we don't see it, but it looks
In a
very
time of
disrespectful.
In a time of peace and multiple 5, 7, how many red shirts were there? Multiple? I mean, 5 to 7 Jedi are dead by a lightsaber wound, and that doesn't get back to the Jedi Council. And then Soul brings this random girl back, and her sister started a fire and burned their entire stone temple down, and we saved her. They're like, okay, for sure, yeah.
No, that was tonight, Andrew.
That's tonight, Andrew.
Stop trolling.
Episode 8. You're trolling on here, Andrew. You're trolling in the GNNAV chat. You're on a roll tonight, my friend.
He watched the wrong episode on MCU Mondays. We're talking about one episode, and then he starts coming in with something, and we're like, that was last week's episode. Did you not watch this week's episode?
Maybe he got the episode at Ollie's. I mean, just give it okay. I get my coffee there. So great. Great stuff, cheap. Man, so great stuff, cheap. That's the problem with this. This is not cheap, and it's not great stuff. I feel like we're in this weird thing where we're hoping for more dark side material. There is a lot of chatter and has been for years of give us more. And the Bane books and the Plagueis books, they all sold well. We want to understand. We're not evil. We just want to understand the dark side. We want to understand how it started. Well, we know kind of how it started, but how it started, where it's going. We don't get that sort of depth and breadth of the quote unquote bad guys, the villains. And no, Cameron, I'm not looking for some BS,
they're not quote unquote bad guys. They are the bad guys.
Actually, and if you pay attention,
the Jedi are evil from my
no, it's really only one person trying to cover everything up.
Really?
Because the others are dead?
Denestra. I figured it out. Kiadi-Mundi shows up at the end, annihilates everybody, and now his seat on the council is assured.
I'm going to get a drink. I'll finish up, man.
He literally just walked off. Debbie, we have missed you keeping us on track, because I will tell you, I did get a little upset earlier, and it's unfair, I guess, and because we haven't seen how they wrap it up, but it just really frustrated me the way that they portrayed Soul. That, I mean, he's a dude that really feels he made a mistake. He wants to own up to it, and then Indara, who he looks up to, tells him, "No, we're not gonna tell that," and then kind of shirks that responsibility. Because what about her? No, what about you? You committed genocide and killed all them people. Like, she didn't want to own up to it. And then that pisses me off, because I don't feel like Trinity would ever act that way. You have this, character that's introduced to us in episode 1 that holy crap, she's amazing. And then now you've turned her into some turd that
But
wants to lie.
she's amazing because we know her as Trinity. Her character itself is not amazing. We get no character development before she's dead. They relied on the fact that we know Carrie Ann Moss as Trinity from the Matrix, not as this Endara character. Oh yeah, blah blah blah. It's like, no, we're gonna plaster her on all the promotional materials. She's honestly, shout out to her, dude. She got to do all the press. She probably got paid a hefty chunk of change to be a part of the show. She didn't have to really do nothing.
No.
I mean, talk about securing the bag. But her character, none of the characters are interesting except for Khmer and Soul and I don't know, probably Plagueis, who shows up at the end of the show, I guess, and because we know him from the books.
If they do some bullshit like always two there are, like like they better not end it like that. Oh, that pissed me
If they
off.
make Plagueis not Palpatine's master,
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm coming, Lucasfilm. I'm coming. I'm protesting front steps of the headquarters next to the Yoda statue.
There,
I will say the show as a whole, I'm very disappointed in, only because I was really wanting a Sith-centric series.
But they told us it was going to be.
So, Lucasfilm, if you're listening, I want a Sith-centric series, movie. I don't care. Animated. I don't care.
So the Sith Dominion.
No Jedi. No Jedi.
No, we will have a new mission here at TSD, and it is to make them listen. And it is give us dark side material.
Brother, we might be going blue in the face before we get them to
we will
listen.
not stop. We are starting right now. We are going on a broadcast marathon. Debbie, you ready? Did you, Cam? Did you got your new drink? Debbie, did you get your Nick? You good? Hold on.
No, I've got a migraine.
oh, Debbie, thank you for joining anyway.
It's because she watched episode 8. That's why she's got the migraine.
No, I've had it all day, and it's just kind of been lingering there, and now it's just getting worse. It's like right here above my eyeball.
I think I'm just at the point, Deb, with the show, not TSD, but the Acolyte, where and I kind of mentioned it before. I put so much into it, writing for GNN, and I was really anticipating this, like you said, like a different point of view. And what we got was a different point of view of the Jedi and how the Jedi are trying to control who uses the Force, which we talked about actually at length earlier in the show before you came on. That's a bunch of bullshit. The Jedi don't control. If they had said no, and there was no quote unquote danger or whatever that those kids that Soul was trying to pawn off that they were in danger, they would have just left. What do you think? They just kill the Force sensitive people that don't become Jedi? That's not what happens. But that's what they made it seem like.
They should have left in general when the council told them no. There was absolutely no reason they should have stayed after the council told them no.
Left.
Well, and
sometimes shit goes sideways when they don't listen to the council. Sorry.
Soul didn't practice what he was preaching in episode 1.
Amen. What did he say in episode 1, if you don't mind?
Do not trust your eyes. They will deceive you.
Hell yeah.
That's what he was teaching the younglings, and he did not adhere to his own teachings. That's what got him into trouble. He saw little bits and pieces of what happened without even attempting to find out the whole story. He saw what he saw, and he went on those emotions, and that got everybody in trouble.
Is not even remotely okay. You pump up this, newer on the scene actor, right, in the last 5 years or so for American TV and movies. You pump him up, you throw in Carrie-Anne Moss. We're excited. And you left the dark side piece in mystery. So I think from your perspective, and Cam, I don't want to speak for you, but what I hear you all saying is that we are all aligned. We were really misled. Not that I love seeing Carrie-Anne Moss, regardless of what I believe her character. She's a wonderful actress. And whatever genre, what I can't, whatever. Soul, wonderful actor, and that's not a slight to you. I'm just a stupid American idiot, and I can't say shit outside of English. So, just kidding. I know Latin, Greek, and Hebrew. So, when we look at how this show is going to end, Debbie's given us some clues. We won't talk extensively about that. You said it's 6.5. Sorry, going over my notes. And ultimately, there's a cliffhanger. All that being said, if they go another series, are you going to watch it, Debbie? Really?
I watch all Star Wars, whether I watch it just once or if I watch it 10,000 times. I will always watch Star Wars.
Cam, if I tell you because you're on the show, you have to watch it. But would you watch it outside of that at least once?
I mean, I probably wouldn't be week to week watching it, but yeah, I would probably watch it. I mean, I moan and groan sometimes with stuff, but I'm kind of in the same boat as Debbie. I mean, this series this IP as a whole has such a special place in my heart. And if I don't leave after The Last Jedi, then
Hello.
Oh. I was like, damn, she didn't like what you were saying, brother. Bye.
If I didn't leave after The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, man, there's not going to be a whole lot they could do to make me not watch. If we weren't doing the show, I probably would. I wouldn't. Sorry, Woods just made a comment about something. I think she's trolling me. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, I her bus ride today. That was apparently really fun. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I got the rundown on that. But I would watch. In short, yeah, I'd watch. I probably wouldn't be every Tuesday getting hyped to watch, but I'd watch. Yeah.
Yeah, the goal of this show in the beginning has kind of morphed a little bit. We still do the things that we did in the first chunk of episodes that neither of you were on, and I'm glad we're at where we're at. We do want to make sure that we're trying to focus on the dark side of things, but when you're giving us content that you're promising dark side and it isn't, it makes it difficult. I don't want to go week to week and talk show to show. That's not what this show is, but it became that because we put so much stock in what they said before that this is what it would be. And so I don't want to get caught in that trap. Sorry, you had an ATSC walking through the back.
Somebody's doing laundry right now, so
I was waiting for Chewie to say out of the top.
I shouldn't hit me with it.
I don't that's not what this show is, but it's what it became because of what we try to do, and it pissed me off, man. I don't want us to have to do an episode to episode. So I kind of hope it doesn't happen that way again, because it'll probably be on Tuesday nights and we'll only get Debbie for like 45 minutes, maybe at max. Max, she's like, hey,
that's all you can handle with me.
No, I'll digress here. I just really, and from Cameron and I's point of view, Debbie, in the beginning of the show, we actually were talking a little bit about Skeleton Crew. That they were talking about, they wanted it to be more of a Christmassy kind of repeat thing that you do as a family or something. I don't know if you read that article. Yeah, you read that. I don't know if you want to pop it in the outline or the chat or whatever. Because when I see that now, I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of stupid. There's only one holiday special as far as I'm. Oh, sorry. Hold up. Zane or Grand Admiral, what do you call it? Lore Master, whatever.
Lore Master, our Lore Master.
Yes. Apparently, I am missing out because I have not seen the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. And
Oh, those
You're
are
missing
fun.
out on that one, brother.
Yeah. So I will watch that for sure. But why do you need another? Okay, so you got the Lego Holiday Special. You've got, I think, the Life Day. What was that one?
Lego Star Wars just as a
The
whole, man,
regular
is
holiday special.
carrying this franchise right now. Let me tell you.
Lego's
Thank
carrying
you.
the franchise.
Thank you, Lego.
Hey, listen, anyone out there looking for something cool to give Dr. Dana Martin from the Sith Dominion podcast?
Revenge of the Sith novelization. We need to get this to him.
That's not
Stat.
No. What I'm looking for is the TIE Fighter helmet bust Lego. I can't spend like $800, whatever they're wanting for it now. So if you got one laying around, you don't care about it, just DM me and send it my way. I would love. That's the one I'm missing that I really want. I've got all the clone guys, trooper guys, and all the Vader, of course, and all the things. I didn't want Leia, bounty hunter. It's all right, but I know, right? You got it. You did it, right?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay. So, who though? Now that you've wrapped up, Debbie, who was your favorite character and why? Without giving away a spoiler, if you can.
Even with his flaws, Soul
Yeah.
and then Chimere,
Really?
and not because of the sexy scenes.
Okay.
We love
But,
Darth Teeth.
But yeah, Chimere, I really liked that character.
I'll ask this without a spoiler. We get more of him, obviously, in episode 8, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yay! Is he
Yay.
shirtless?
Oh, and Basil.
Oh,
We talked about Basil.
oh,
That's right.
Basil is back. We love Basil over here. We love Basil. Hashtag put it in the chat. Hashtag
Although
we love Basil.
But I don't understand why he did it. Maybe when you guys watch it, you can tell me,
Well, I
because I
think
didn't
that's,
understand.
that is
why
a
he
core
did it.
element of this show, Debbie. I think that is in
Basil?
line. No, Dana, a core element of this show is just wondering why the hell people do what they do.
Why are they doing what they're
Because
doing?
the writers are not going to tell us, and they're not going to make us understand.
Oh my goodness. What a mess. What a mess.
Amen.
I hope it ties it up, and I'll probably end up watching it. I don't think I'll Discord watch it tonight, but I'll watch it probably tomorrow.
I mean, it ties up things, but then there's a couple of things that kind of leaves open. So, but I think because even what's her face? Is it Leslie?
Yeah, Leslie Hayden.
She even said in some article or interview, I'm not quite sure what it was, but she even said that there's a few things open just in case for season 2.
Well, if she would have wrote a good show, she wouldn't have to worry about getting a season 2. She would have just got one. Hot take.
I believe truly that there are a lot of folks able and willing for a lot cheaper to write a Star Wars show about the Sith. Why are they not pursuing that? Is it because A, they just don't believe that there's a need for it or demand for it for the money? B, they don't understand Star Wars and you can't just default to B. Cam, I knew he was going to say that. Or C, they don't think there's any money in it. And then D, they're just going to continue down this. That's what I'm saying.
There's money in it if you do it
3
right.
lightsabers on my. I have 3 lightsabers. I'll show you some other day. I have 3 lightsabers on my wall. The first one I ever got, Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi. The green saber. Yes, when it went, so did I. That was amazing. I got that was my first one, and we're talking master replicas here, like 1990, 98 is when I got these. These were $120 a pop back then. And then the next one, Darth Vader, because why not? It's Darth Vader. Sith are freaking amazing. I went to Savi's workshop in whatever it's called. What is it? What's that place on Disney that Poobah's at? Galaxy's Edge at Disney World at Savi's workshop, and I built a lightsaber. Guess what? It was Dark Side Sith lightsaber.
Don't you
Debbie,
guys spend like 10 grand to go to that place?
no, it wasn't quite. It wasn't quite that bad, but
It was expensive.
yeah, if you want the add-ons, if you want the experience, it's like why? Yeah,
They
milk
gotta
you.
make up. They
And
gotta
it's
make up
tough.
that money.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
the
could
people
never.
buying shit.
I couldn't afford to go there. I mean, we took our kids. This was back in 96, 97, somewhere around there. I got a bonus at work, and I said, kids are just old enough to remember and enjoy Disney World down in Florida. And so we went there, and I didn't think the price. I mean, we were there for a week,
Yeah,
but
Damn.
to do that now, and because so there was 3 kids, and then me and my husband,
mm-hmm.
so 5 of us for a week.
It
And-
costs like if you're going to go to at least visit each park one day, spend one day at each park. You stay in a resort hotel, which vary in pricing depending on which resort hotel you're in. You're still looking at $3,000 just to start. And
Damn.
but that covers if you're in the resort, this meal here or whatever in the main dining area. It covers, if you get the meal plan, you get some snacks or whatever in the park. So there's all that, but it is expensive. But I'm going to tell you, my first time at Disney, I was 42, 3 years old, and I got transported back like I was 5 walking into Magic Kingdom. So I can't wholly just hate on Disney because there's so much that they have as a whole in your lives, right? Like we grew up and continue to grow with Disney. Problem is Disney of yesteryear to Disney of today is a lot more I don't know. It just seems like there's a little bit different motivation now. And it's not centered around telling a great story, making money, but telling a great story and doing it well. I don't know. I just don't think that's the focus anymore. I will tell you, riding, rides at Disney like the Rise of the Resistance, the amount of money that goes into creating something like that, where you literally know it's a ride, but you're like, I don't care. Like this feels real. Like you're just taken aback by the amount of detail. So when I see the amount of detail that Disney can go into to create this world of Batuu in Disney World, but you don't give it the same amount of treatment on screen, what the hell are you guys doing? We love this. We eat it up. We pay you $3,000 to go do this. And this is the crap you give us back. It seems very disrespectful to me, but I'm old school. So, whatever. it just
when we
frustrates
went, all
me.
they had was Star Tours.
Oh, the old Star Tours.
But
That was awesome.
after that, and of course, when you get off, it leads you right into. At that time, it led you right into the gift shop.
Yeah, of course.
I told my husband, I said, just go sit outside because I will be a while. Because I cannot tell you how many t-shirts I bought. I still have them. A lot of the Star Wars t-shirts, I still have them. Of course, now they're considered vintage. And I'm like,
wait, then what am I?
yeah, exactly. I guess I'm ancient or, dinosaur.
When did you buy those shirts?
Cameron, don't. What are you doing? Why would you say that?
Back in 96.
Whew. How old were you, Cameron?
That was not even a thought yet.
Holy crap. I was in my third year of undergrad. Third year of 5 in undergrad. And my first year of 3 as a NRA. So there you go.
And before that, when oh wait a minute, am I getting my dates mixed up? When did the prequels come out? Or Phantom Menace? When did it come
99.
out?
Right? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
99.
99.
Okay. So yeah, so you know, when the prequels came out, then again, shit ton of t-shirts. But they're considered a vintage too.
When you think about 20 years ago, this is that meme, right? Like, I think 1980. Like, I was 20 years ago. It's not. That was 40 years ago. And it just makes me ill. And so, yeah, when you said my dates, I do the same damn thing.
Well,
I
my
can't
my
believe
son
that it was.
my son
the
sent me a
internet had
picture.
Oh, go ahead.
It was a meme. It had Mel Gibson in it, but he was like, when was this taken? Because Mel's got this long, flowy, feathered
He's
back
smoking a
hair.
cigarette like a mother on Christmas. I've seen that meme.
Yes. And I said, oh, that's his Lethal Weapon days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. The feathered hair. Did you ever see Lethal Weapon series, Cam?
Absolutely, sir.
Good for you. Good
I am
for
a
you.
I am a cultured man.
Yes. Nakatomi Plaza. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Hey, you ever see Scarface in theaters? This is totally off topic. It's like my favorite
Not in
movie of all
theaters.
time.
I have watched it in VR, though, like where you get I've watched several movies like that. My favorite to watch in meta in the big, huge, ginormous screen, episode 3, the opening scene. The
Oh, yeah.
space
I would like to
battle.
see that.
And watching that shit ginormous and sorry, I'm not a huge fan of Facebook and Zuckerberg, but Meta's pretty damn cool. So yeah, I watch a lot of movies on that. It's fun. We are almost at the 2-hour mark, and that's because we started 2 minutes early because Cameron was like, "Can we please go? I've got a lot to say." And
I was so hyped.
I was like, and before the show, I was like, "Are you sure we can carry this? Just us two talking about episode 7?"
Well, I look forward to the chat when you guys watch this. So
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun.
Oh, we have to start that show like 7:00, dude.
Right? So for those of you catching this later on, yeah, we will be meeting next week and talking about episode 8 and the closure of the Acolyte a week later than everybody else, and I don't care. It's just what we're doing. And maybe some news at that point, who knows? But yeah, I think if you want to talk a little bit more about this and you are listening right this moment, then DM the Sith Dominion on TikTok or on whatever platform because we're all over the place, and let us know, and we'll invite you to our Discord server where we can carry on the conversation after hours. How about that?
Amen. Hop in
But
the
Debbie's
Discord.
like holding out. I don't know what her deal is with Discord. She don't want to join our Discord server. We've already got like 4 or 5 people on the Discord server outside of just me and Cameron.
I had one, or I had a login at one time, and I don't think I wrote it down, so I don't even remember.
Should make a new
And this Discord, I just find so confusing. I'm like, I don't know how to run this or how to find things, or because I'm
Debbie,
stupid.
Do
we
you
have
use anything
the
like
Lore
Slack
Master.
or Hip Chat, Slack? What are some other? Yeah. Do you use any of that at your work? No.
What's it called?
Slack, Hip Chat. Those are 2 of the big ones. We use those at work. Or Teams.
Teams.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's
kind of like Teams.
a little
Yeah,
bit
you
more
get
detailed than
channels.
Teams, but yeah.
You know, groups.
And listen, people, I'm just old. I'm old.
No.
I can only
You're only
learn
as
so
old
much.
as you feel.
Debbie, we have the Lore Master to walk you through.
Oh, the Lord. Yeah, he's going nuts. He's got this. He's like, oh, yeah, I got this bot here. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but yay. Yeah. Yeah, you missed my Fall Guy at the very beginning. I was talking about Fall Guy. Have you seen Fall Guy? Of course you have. You love you some Ryan. No, or not Ryan Reynolds. What's that boy's name?
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling?
Ryan Gosling. No, not a fan.
I
He
haven't-
kind of like Trailer Park to me, but whatever.
I mean, I liked him in the Notebook, but yeah, I'm done. He was okay in the Barbie movie. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the Barbie movie, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my big focus. Well, I think this weekend I'm going to go see Twisters to see if it lives up to the original.
Because Gary Powell's going to end up on your freaking Wall of Fame. Sorry.
No.
No?
I don't know. I mean, he's cute, but no.
Cameron's like, what? No, that's not what
But
they
then
Glenn
the
Powell?
week after that,
Glenn
I
Powell.
will
not
be
Gary
in my
Powell.
zone because of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I bought 3 T-shirts. One came in, and I'm like, I'm pissed because my other 2 haven't come in.
When does that
Freaking
drop?
Amazon.
This weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Are they vintage T-shirts?
Maybe that's why it's taken so long because they're coming from the past.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Janae's still
one that
on. There you go. Same.
the one that came today is the just says Deadpool Wolverine, like the poster. But the other 2, I don't even remember now because they were supposed to be here 3 days ago and they still haven't shown up.
Don't order from Wish or Temu. It takes too long.
No, this is from the Marvel store on Amazon.
On Amazon. Well, but you're doing this at the crazy time. It's freaking day to day. Prime
I
Day.
don't care. They should have had 5 million of these things made up.
Well, they had the hurricane, Never know
Yeah.
what distribution
I
center you're
don't
coming from.
care. I don't care.
I do
Do it.
Yeah.
I'm a big MCU should have ended after Endgame, but I'm hoping
What?
Deadpool 3.
You
brings me
didn't
back.
like.
Well, you didn't watch Loki though, did you?
I watched season 1. I just hadn't watched season 2.
I will tell you, season 1, I had to work to get through. I was not.
Really?
I was not really into it.
I had to work
season
to get
2,
through WandaVision. It was like pulling
I
teeth.
agree. Well, actually, once what's her name was introduced as she was the
Agatha?
Agatha, I was like,
Speaking of
"Hey,
which,
what
why the hell is she getting her own show? What are
I
y'all
don't
doing over
know.
there,
Nobody
Kevin
cares.
Feige? Nobody is going
We
to watch
love
that.
Catherine Hahn.
Well, yes, but
We
I
love
don't like
Catherine
that
Hahn.
character.
Yeah, but
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
why are they giving D-list characters their own series?
Why are you talking MCU shit on my TSD show?
Well,
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
Iron Man
up Deadpool 3?
wasn't Iron Man a B-list character in the comics? I mean, he wasn't that big in the comics.
Whoa, no.
Freaking
Dana
Iron
had
Man.
a lot of Iron Man growing up. Dana loved him some Iron Man and Batman because those are the two dudes. If I worked hard enough, I could actually be. I didn't have to be an alien or bred with by some
What
mutant.
are you talking about, Debbie?
Because I had a lot of money, I could buy shit and be smart. That's why Tony Stark, Bruce Wayne, those are my favorites.
All right, we got to call it after that. I'm offended.
All right, fine. We'll jump over to Discord. If you want to be a part of After Hours for tonight, you
Join the
can
Discord.
ping us, and we will give you the Discord link. This is by invite only right now. This is exclusive. We got a couple of weeks before this goes live to all the public. So please,
Yeah,
Debbie,
being a little snobby.
we are, and we should be selective. And what I don't understand, Andrew, whether you're watching or not, I know you'll come back and listen because you do. Why did you post that and then leave? I love that Cam was like, nope, too late. Already been seen. Oh. You care to explain yourself, Mr. Andrew? So my name is Dana, and it is based on an actor named Dana Andrews. So when I hear Andrew, all I think is, oh, I hate my name. Just kidding, Andrew. I dig you. You're a cool cat. And I think you're like right down the road from me.
Really?
Isn't it with
I
all
think
these
so.
people in Texas?
Why did I type the Sith Andrew?
Cameron?
Like, actually, like, Like down the road, or like
I
an
think
hour?
he's pretty close. I know, right? It is Texas. Hold on, let me look again. If you guys care, I don't know. Where's Andrew? What's he
Oh,
doing?
don't dox this
Are you
man's
in Texas,
location.
Cameron?
No,
Yes,
I'm not.
ma'am.
I'm just gonna tell him like, hey, yeah, you're.
Dana and I are actually in the same town. Our wives
Oh.
work together.
Oh, that's right. God, I'm stupid. Okay.
Yeah, there he is. All right. I'm not going to reveal.
He's gonna
Stop
dox his
No,
location.
That's what it was. So, yeah, I'm from your area. I actually knew the mayor of that town that you live in right now.
Weird
For a while.
flex.
I know, right? And city council members. Doesn't mean they were cool or good people. It just means I knew them. Okay. But yeah, and the other, yeah, there's some that's a cool place. If you know around that area, the H town with the orange and white school with the hippopotamuses. I lived there for a while. So that's where I was like, oh, I know this dude. I know where he lives. So there you go. I'm not stalking you. I just saw that. Andrew, you're one of our cool fans. We like you. Actually, just kidding. We like them all. Wait, who just chatted?
Janae.
That's what I'm saying, Janae. We're not talking about MCU here.
Debbie brought it up, and she called Iron Man a B-list character.
I cannot
I'm going
believe
to
you
talk
said that.
MCU.
I
That is
had like
blasphemy.
Volume 4 Iron Man 1. Like, I don't even know where this is now. Like, I had that. I loved me some Iron Man. And it was like the shitty Iron Man. It wasn't like the cool Iron Man. It was like Iron Man. But
I just want a
going.
Ghost Rider movie.
We've had Ghost Rider movies, and they
Ghost
were
Rider movies.
awesome.
Nicolas Cage. No.
Nicolas
You don't
Cage.
like Nicolas Cage? Oh my, Dana, call the show, bro. Call the show.
You know what? Hey, listen. On the GNN network, we have a couple.
Okay. The first one was okay. I did not enjoy the second one. I just really want, because when I was growing, my brother had a huge comic book collection. We're talking huge.
Ghost Rider. I'm with you.
And Ghost Rider was the one that I really got into. He was more Spider-Man, but he also had Fantastic Four, and then he had, where Dracula versus the Fantastic Four or whatever, those weird ones. I never understood that. But Ghost Rider was the one I always liked.
Ghost Rider was a good premise. I mean, Spawn, Ghost Rider, a lot of those types of things are very relatable on the depths and lengths you would go for those that you love, right? And I think that Ghost Rider was a well-written character. And growing up, yeah, I loved I loved reading those comics. And when we ended up with Nick Cage, I was kind of like, but it was okay.
I'm not standing for the Nicolas Cage slander. I'm not standing for it.
It was okay. Okay, how about The Sorcerer's Apprentice? Did you never see that one?
No, doesn't sound
It's
familiar.
terrible. Okay, watch that, and then come back. Watch that. Your assignment this week. Watch The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage.
I
Have you
will
seen
not
it, Debbie?
take the Nicolas Cage slander.
Hey,
I'll take it.
I love Con Air. I love National Treasure.
Fun fact.
I do too.
Fun fact. That's where I got my name from. My mother watched Con Air pregnant with me. That's where she decided to name me Cameron.
Are you serious?
Aww.
Actually.
Do you like
actually
that
serious.
movie?
I do.
It's an amazing. That's a great movie, and Nick Cage is great in that movie. 100%. The Rock, great in that movie. I mean, yeah, he's the same dude in every movie. Yeah, no, I dig him. I think Face Off is a great movie. We're not a movie show, but man, we could talk.
We can be a Sith Dominion After Dark.
We can in Sith Dominion After Dark, which is what I've been trying to do for the last 8 minutes.
Well, lock it in, man. I mean,
so you want to join
us slandering Iron Man, Nicolas Cage? I mean, everything. I mean,
me personally, Dr. Dana Martin, or ping the Sith Dominion on a social, and we'll get you into the Discord server early. beta, if you will. Actually, this is more like alpha right now. So, yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns, go backs? I feel like I was at my meeting today. It was, yeah. Look, listen, I'm just gonna say this right now. I've had an incredible time doing this with you all and with GNN and with all the guests we've had, all the co-hosts we've had. It has been an absolute ride, and I love it. Who knows what the future holds? But I will say, in the last few days, I've been out because of a death in the family, and I
Oh,
know
I'm
that
sorry.
it's all right. I didn't let everybody know, and that's not important. What's important is I had made a comment about wanting to do the show. Zane knew, and he was like, "Why would you do a show? Don't do a show. Just go do what you got to do," And so I put in the thing like, "No, I think I need this. I need this camaraderie, right? This family." The TSD family, which is silly because we've only been doing this for a little while, but there is a connection and a camaraderie that we have here, and all the shows on GNN have, and it's super fun, great folks, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So I just wanted to say that it's been a cool year. I think the 21st, I think is what it is the 1 year anniversary. So like 5 days will be the 1 year anniversary of the Sith Dominion. The Sith Dominion was something I dreamt up a long time ago. I was a part of, and I mentioned this on the show, I was a part of a role playing community, in forum role play, where it was all Sith, and it was taking place right after it was the new Sith Brotherhood is kind of that era. So it's been a heart project of mine for a very long time. So for you two and Zane to be a part of it so long, for over half of the episodes, thank you so much. Next week we will go over episode 8 and wrap up episode 8 plus the end of the show. Hopefully they won't do any more, and we can just put it to bed. Unless there's going to be questions, I'm going to be pissed, and yeah, I'm going to get upset, aren't I? Damn it. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for you all, like Janae, Andrew, freaking Josiah. The list goes on. Eris. I can scroll up and those are the people that were here tonight. Philip, thanks. But there's tons of others, and we thank you all for your support and views. Subscribe, like all the things, hit the notification bell. Watch the other shows on the GNN podcast or the GNN podcast group, which is MCU Mondays. We've got TSD Tuesdays. You've got MCU Mondays, Cantina Thursdays, and then what was Fridays? War of the Stars. Oh, War of the Stars is every
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays. There we go. Which we actually had a little issue with me posting that in the wrong thing. I don't know if you saw the Mark Tully and Andrew was giving him shit. It was beautiful. Yeah. Anyways, all the things. This is a cool community. Star Wars brings everyone together, and I wanted to bring it back to that. Whether you're dark side, light side, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all love this fandom. We love everything that we feel about it. Whether it's an angry feeling or a loving feeling, like it's us. It's who makes us us. There's a piece of Star Trek, Star Wars, the aliens, whatever, in nerddom in our hearts. And so for us to be able to live it up right here, this is the way we got to roll. And I love it, and I don't want it to stop. So, all that being said, are we ready? Let's close it out and jump over to Discord. Discord would be the Sith Dominion After Dark, and we won't see Debbie because she doesn't want to be a part of Discord. Actually, go to bed, Debbie. Have a good night.
Dude, it's almost midnight.
I know. And take some meds. Get rid of that migraine. You don't want to wake up with that in the morning.
Now, if you were doing this on a Friday night, I could probably wing it, but
well, who knows what may happen in the future, Debbie? Because I'm about damn tired of my show being aired at the same time as every new Star Wars Disney Plus show. And there we have it. Listen, kids, remember, peace is a lie, and that there is only passion. You all have a great week and a great night. See y'all later.